Hey, Stat students, today's lesson is all about measuring location. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and let's get going, okay? Just a friendly reminder to pause the video when you need to, and I do have the blank notes on our Schoology page if you'd like to print them out and fill it out with me. So no matter what, take down some notes though, because you will be able to use it on the test. So the first one is about finding percentile. Finding percentile is one way that we can measure location within a distribution, okay? So I have a graph here that says, find the percentile corresponding to Professor Wiley, who is 45 years old. Okay, so what we wanna do is we wanna look and we wanna say, okay, well, where is the age 45? The age 45 is right here, okay? So what I wanna do right now is I wanna count how many ages are less than 45. Percentile is always about being less than that. Okay, so everything that is less than that is in this region right here. Okay, so I'm going to count how many dots are less than 45, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our first step. Okay, step 1. We're going to count how many dots less than the observation given. And in this case, okay, we were given 6 dots are less than 45 because that's the observation that is given right there, okay? So we got for an answer there, 6, okay? Next, step 2. The next thing we want to do is we want to figure out how many total dots are there, okay? Oops. Okay, and in this case, it shows us here in the problem. So we could count up all the dots, or, okay, if you look, oftentimes they'll tell you how many dots there are. And right here, it tells us that there are 40 tenured faculty that we're looking at. So in our case, there is a total equal to 40, okay? And then finally, step 3, what we want to do is we want to take our answer from step 1, divided by our answer from step 2, and then we want to multiply by 100 because that's going to change it to a percent. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to do 6 divided by 40. That gives me 0.15. I can move the decimal over 2 to the right, or I can multiply by 100, and that's going to give me 15%. So we are in the 15th percentile for Professor Wiley. That's what he is. Okay, the 15th percentile is our answer. Oops, sorry guys. The next thing is we want to know, well, what does it mean to be in a certain percentile? So we want to be able to interpret a percentile. So I have another problem here we can look at, okay? Mrs. Opal is concerned about how her daughter's height and weight compare with those of other girls her age. The doctor determines that she is at the 14th percentile for weight, but the 70th percentile for the height. Explain to someone who knows little about statistics what that means. Well, percentile, like we said, is always the percentage of people that are less than a certain observation. So for all girls my daughter's age at that time, she was in the 14th percentile for weight. That means 14% of girls her age weighed less than her, okay? But for height, she was at the 70th percentile. That means 70% of people had a height that was less than hers. Well, what does that mean? That means that she's tall and thin. But to really interpret it, what we just say is we say 70% of kids her age are less than her height, and 14% of kids her age are less than her weight. And here's a sentence frame for you. Anytime we're interpreting a percentile, we just say blank percent of, okay, and then we fill in this blank right here. That's what we call the context. Okay, that's the story. And then here we can put the number or more context. Okay, so in this case, about the observation. So you can see here, if I would fill in the blanks up here in my first sentence, 70%, okay, of, and then look, I have the context, kids her age are less than her height, okay? Or we could have put less than whatever her height is, but they don't give that to us. Let's practice it again over here just to make sure you have it. So in context over here, what we would say, and let me just get it real small here. We would say 15%, and that's not small enough. 15% okay, the context is the 40 PSU tenured faculty. So are less than, okay, faculty's ages, right? That's the context. Are less than Professor Wiley, who is 45, okay? Again, I'm filling in the blank. Here's my percentile of here's the story. Here's what we're looking at. We're looking at ages of the PSU tenured faculty's staff, okay? Are less than, and then here's our given observation right here, the given observation, which is in the problem there, okay? Stop it, make sure you understand, rewind if you need to, and then we're gonna go on to the next video. So I'm gonna do this in different parts for today so it doesn't feel too overwhelming.